Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We are on to the next lecture on chemical equilibrium, class 11. In the previous video, we have discussed about degree of dissociation and related numericals. So in today's session, we'll be discussing about Le Chatelier's principle. Now first I'm stating the Le Chatelier's principle. It says that if a system in equilibrium, now each term is important, it is explaining the principle properly. If a system in equilibrium is subjected to change in concentration, temperature, pressure, mean these three things. If a system in equilibrium is subjected to some changes, what changes? Concentration, temperature, pressure, or addition of some inert gas. So four things if we are trying to do to a system which is in equilibrium, the equilibrium will try to shift, means a system will try to move in such a direction so as to cancel the change. So as to cancel the change means it will try to attain equilibrium again. It will try to attain the equilibrium again. That means it will try to achieve stability. It will try to achieve stability because equilibrium is such a position for a system in which it is very stable. So if you try to disturb a system, it will again try to achieve the stability. Now let us take a common example. Suppose you have a ring. A ring you have and you place a ball over here. This is the position where it will be quite stable. If you try to shift the position, means if you try to bring this ball over here, if you try to bring it over here, what will happen? It cannot remain there. Again, it will try to come back to the position. Same way, if you try to bring the ball this side, push it this side, again it will try to come back to the position. That means the system will try always to move in such a direction in which it is most stable. So I hope the definition is quite clear. This principal statement is quite clear. It says that if a system in equilibrium is subjected to some change in temperature, pressure or concentration, temperature, concentration or pressure, or you can say even inert gas addition, then the system will try to move in such a direction that the change is cancelled. Means it will again try to get stable. So this example I had given you. Now first I will explain you all the factors and then we are going to apply to the examples. Now let us first understand how will the concentration affect the equilibrium. Now first thing is addition of reactant. If you add some reactants, for example, let me take A plus B forming C, say 2C. You have some equation, say A plus B forming 2C. You are adding reactants, means you are adding these two. When you are adding these two, the reaction will try to decrease them. How will the reaction try to decrease them? It will try to decrease them by moving in the forward direction. Means in such case the reaction will shift in the forward direction. Because if I want to write the equilibrium constant for this particular equation, it will be equilibrium constant, say Kc, will be concentration of C to the power 2 by concentration of A into concentration of B. Okay. So in a way we are adding reactants. Adding reactants we have added this denominator. This concentration has increased. When the concentration of the denominator increases, then this will not change. To maintain this Kc, this also starts increasing. Means concentration of C starts increasing. How will the concentration of C start increasing? When the reaction moves in the forward direction. Okay, now let us see removal of the reactant. Removal of the reactant means these are removed. These are removed. These are removed means denominator is decreased. When denominator is decreased, that means this Kc value will increase. So to increase the Kc value, this should start decreasing now. So how can this decrease? This should be used up. Used up means backward reaction will be favored. Likewise, if the products are added, means this is added. This is added means the numerator has increased. Numerator increase means this also should increase to maintain the Kc. That means the backward reaction will be favored. Means the equilibrium will move in the backward such that the Kc value is maintained. Okay, the last one, let us see this, where it is said that the products are removed. This is removed. This is removed means the numerator is decreased. When this is decreased, this also should decrease. Okay, if this increases, the lower part also should increase. If the numerator decreases, this also should decrease. So we have removed the products, means we have removed the numerator. Numerator concentration has decreased. So this also should decrease. This decreases only when the reaction shifts in the forward direction. So in order to get more products, in order to get the more of products, what are the two conditions required? We should be adding the reactants and we should be removing the products. Go on adding the reactants and the products should be removed as and when formed. In such case, you will get more of the products. Now moving on to the next factor, which says temperature. Now for the temperature, the rule says that the temperature, if it is increased, on increasing the temperature, the reaction will move in such a direction in which the heat is absorbed. It will start moving in such a direction in which the heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed means in a way endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions are those in which the heat is absorbed. So what is the rule saying? On increasing the temperature, the reaction will move in such a direction in which the heat is absorbed. That means if you are decreasing the temperature, the reaction will be favored in such a direction in which it is exothermic. Okay, let me take one particular example and explain it. Say you have N2 plus 3H2 forming 2NH3. 2NH3. This is an exothermic reaction. Okay. Now this is exothermic reaction means when you increase the temperature. If it's a reversible reaction. It's a reversible means if the forward is exo, obviously the backward will be endothermic. Backward will be endo and forward is exothermic. So when you are increasing the temperature, which direction will it move? In which the heat is absorbed. So on increasing temperature, it will move in the backward direction, and on decreasing the temperature, it will move in the forward direction. So you can generalize two things. One, endothermic reactions are favored at high temperature, and exothermic reactions are favored at low temperature. This is a very, very important thing. You can note it down. Endothermic reactions are always favored at high temperature and exothermic at low temperature. So because formation of ammonia was an exothermic process, so the formation of ammonia will always occur at low temperature. We will also apply it to other examples that I will consider later. Now moving on to the next factor, pressure. Now it says when the pressure is increased, on increasing the pressure we can say, the reaction will move in such a direction in which number of moles are decreasing. In which the number of moles are decreasing. The reaction will move in such a direction in which the number of moles are decreasing. The reverse will be when the pressure is decreased, the reaction will move in such a direction in which the number of moles are increasing. Now we will apply this and understand to one of the equation. Let us consider this equation only which we wrote just now, N2 plus 3H2 forming 2NH3. Okay, let us understand this. If we are applying law of mass action, we can write Kc expression as concentration of ammonia to the power 2 divided by concentration of nitrogen into concentration of hydrogen to the power 3. Okay, now what happens if the pressure is increased? I am talking about this part first. When the pressure is increased, then what happens? Now you understand this way. When the pressure is increased, what happens to the volume? Volume will decrease. When volume decreases, what will happen to the concentration? Concentration is number of moles by volume. Yes, so when the pressure increases, volume decreases, means the denominator decreases. Denominator decreases means the concentration terms have increased. Concentration term otherwise doesn't increase, but because of the decrease in the volume, the concentration will increase. I'm repeating again. If the pressure is more, volume will be less. Pressure, volume are inversely related. So when volume is less, because concentration is number of moles by volume, volume decreases means concentration will increase. Now, in this Kc expression, you are having more concentration terms in the denominator. More concentration terms in the denominator, that means more denominator will increase. When this increases, denominator increases, numerator also should increase, so that the Kc value is kept constant. That means the equilibrium will start moving in the forward direction, means this will be favored. Did you follow that? When the pressure increases, volume decreases. Volume decreases means concentration increases. Concentration means the more terms are increasing in the denominator. So when this is increasing, even this is there, but there are more moles here. There are 4 moles. 1 plus 3, 4. So 4 terms, it's increasing to the greater extent in the denominator. So this also should increase. When should this increase? When the reaction will move in the forward direction. In this itself, suppose I apply the other way round. The pressure is decreased, then what happens? When the pressure is less, volume will be more. Volume is more means denominator is more. Denominator is more means the concentration will be less. Concentration is less means both are decreasing, but more decreases in the denominator. More decrease here means this also should decrease. How will this decrease? When they are getting consumed. That means the reaction will move in the backward direction. Did you follow that? So this is the basic rule, and how it is applicable I have taken, I have explained with respect to one particular equation. Now let us consider the next factor, that is addition of inert gas. Now addition of inert gas, if it is done at constant volume, then there is no effect on the equilibrium. It's not going to affect it. Now the next case is if we are adding the inert gas at the constant pressure. If we are adding at constant pressure, then it will be affecting. How it is affecting? Now let us understand this. Now suppose at constant pressure the inert gas is added. There is addition of inert gas. Inert gas means any gas which is not going to react, which is inert. So if this is added at constant pressure, then what will happen? When this is added, volume will increase. Volume will increase. Volume will increase means we can say concentration term, which was number of moles by volume. Okay, that means this has increased. This has increased means the concentration term will decrease. Concentration term decreases means it is definitely going to affect depending upon the number of moles. I will take both the type of examples where one is N2 plus 3H2 forming 2NH3, where the overall number of moles are decreasing. Another example I am taking, PCl5 is forming PCl3 plus Cl2. That is, it is undergoing dissociation then. what is the effect of the addition of the inert gas. Now, what will be the Kc expression for this? This we should be knowing to know the number of the concentration terms in the numerator or the denominator. So Kc expression for the first one is this, and the Kc expression for the lower one is concentration of PCl3 into concentration of Cl2 by concentration of PCl5. Okay, so we have added the inert gas, volume has increased, means denominator has increased, concentration term will decrease. So where are the more concentration terms? In the denominator. So this has decreased to greater extent. When this has decreased, even this should decrease. When will this decrease? When the reaction will move in the backward direction. The reaction will move in the backward direction. Okay, what about this? The lower one, concentration terms have decreased to greater extent in the numerator. This has decreased to greater extent, so even this should decrease. Means, how can this decrease? When more of it should be used, means forward direction. In a way, you can generalize and say that on addition of the inert gas, for the cases where number of moles are decreasing, where the number of moles are decreasing from the reactant to the product side, number of moles are decreasing. In such cases, by addition of inert gas, backward reaction will be favored, and for those expressions in which the number of moles are increasing, so more terms will come in the numerator. In such cases, by addition of the inert gas, the forward reaction will be favored. Now, what if I take, this expression, H2 plus I2 forming 2HI. What about this? Let us write the Kc expression. The Kc expression will be concentration of HI to the power 2 by concentration of H2 into concentration of I2. There are same number of moles in the numerator as well as denominator. Now, in such cases, there is no change in number of mole. No change in number of mole means there will be no effect of the addition of inert gas in such cases. Okay, so I hope this point is clear. By adding the inert gas, volume increases, means the denominator increases, concentration decreases. Concentration decreases means where there are more number of the concentration terms, there this will decrease to greater extent. This will decrease means the numerator also should decrease, means the product should be consumed. So in a way, you can just generalize addition of inert gas will favor the reaction in the backward direction if number of moles are decreasing, and it will favor the forward direction if the number of moles are increasing. Fine. Now let us apply Le Chatelier's principle to these four equations for better understanding. See this one. It's a exothermic reaction. In this case, we can say here a heat is liberated. Some heat is liberated. So that will be given to you in the equation. You needn't learn how much value is liberated. This is given out, exothermic. So what are the necessary conditions for getting more of ammonia? Okay, let us understand that. 1. In terms of concentration, we should say that the reactant concentration should increase and the product concentration should decrease. Means concentration of nitrogen and hydrogen should be increasing, concentration of the product should be decreasing. Because what is the Kc expression for it? Kc is equal to concentration of NH3 to the power 2 by concentration of N2 into concentration of H2 to the power 3. Okay, this is one thing about concentration. Now let us see the second factor, that is temperature. We know it's exothermic. Exothermic means by increasing the temperature, the reaction will shift in the backward direction. So to get more of ammonia, what we should do? The temperature should be maintained low. Temperature should be less temperature should be less, then it will move in the forward direction. Okay, so one factor, concentration of reactant should be increased, product should be decreased. This is one factor for getting more of ammonia. Second factor is the temperature should be less, then it will move in the forward direction. Now let us see pressure. Now we said that the increase in the pressure will make it move in such a direction that the number of mole is decreasing. Decreasing is this way, so by increasing pressure it will move in the forward direction. So this is the third factor which will get more of ammonia. Okay, and the number of addition of inert gas we needn't consider when we are talking about addition of inert gas, but separately you should be knowing inert gas because in case they are asking you what happens when you are increasing the concentration of the inert gas or decreasing, that I told you recently, that if the number of mole is decreasing, what should be the effect, or it is increasing. So this one, next one. So in this case what we say, let us write the Kc expression first. Kc expression is equal to concentration of SO3 to the power 2 by concentration of SO2 to the power 2 into concentration of O2 to the power 1. Means to get more of this thing. This is also exothermic reaction, heat is liberated. To get more of SO3, the concentration of the reactant should be increasing, product should be decreasing. It's exactly the same case. Okay, so the temperature should be less to have more of the forward reaction, pressure should be more to have more of forward. So I have written all the cases, conditions where it should be moving in the forward direction. I have written all three conditions where it should be moving in the forward direction. Concentration of the reactant should be increasing, product should be decreasing, then it will move in the forward, or its exo means temperature should be low, then forward, pressure should be more, then forward. Got it? Now the next one we will consider, this is also exothermic. What factors are going to affect it? One thing is same, concentration of the reactant should be increasing, concentration of the product should be decreasing, means the product as soon as it is formed it should be removed, and the reactant should be continuously added to get more of the products. The next thing is, because it is exothermic, the temperature should be more such that it moves in the forward direction. This is also for forward, and pressure has no effect on it because in this case the delta N is 0. If delta N is 0, then the pressure will not have any effect on the equilibrium. Clear? Next one. This is endothermic reaction, means this side we can say PCl5 plus heat. It's endothermic. So if forward is endo, backward will be exo. Okay, now in this case concentration of the reactant should be more, product concentration should be decreased. Because it is endothermic, by increasing the temperature, one second, here I wrote the reverse. If it is temperature should be less, because it was exothermic, temperature should be less for this to move in the forward direction. Okay, temperature should be low for it to move in the forward. In this, because it is endo, by increasing the temperature it should be moving in the forward direction. Okay, and what about pressure? Pressure, in order to get more of the products, the pressure should be less. Lower the pressure, then it will move in the forward direction. Now suppose you are asked the reverse thing. We said here in this case that when you are increasing the temperature it is moving in the forward. What if I lower the temperature? It will be reverse. It will start moving in such a direction where it is exothermic, because if forward is endo, backward will be exo. Same way in this case, number of mole are increasing this way. So to get forward direction, pressure should be less. What if I increase the pressure in this case? The reaction will start moving in the backward direction. here. By increasing the pressure, it will start moving in that direction in which the number of moles are decreasing. Clear? So that's it for today. Okay, so we have completed Le Chatelier's principle today. Please practice this part well and share the video with your friends so that many children get benefited, and of course it gives me a motivation to put more of the videos. Thank you for watching.